That's true.
It's true.
It's very true.
Who knew that having a new microphone stand would come with a learning curve?
Probably the people that made these.
Maybe. Or they thought they were so user-friendly that only stupid people would have an issue with them. And
Well,
they
then
didn't
I
keep
don't
me in mind,
know.
apparently, when they
then
set that up.
What does that say about us?
You know? I don't know. You ready?
I am ready.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Kasson Avenue. We may or may not be a podcast at this point. This is episode number 194. I'm your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama. The dog is here as well, chilling. You know what it is, man. Always free Palestine. We're going to start with that.
Yes, indeed. From the river to the sea, motherfucker.
Yeah, not from the land to the sea.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You know, but it's not. I give myself a pass. If you don't, fuck you, because my mind has been constantly preoccupied with it. So,
Yeah.
which also makes it worse. But at the same time,
It's true because you
stick
probably
by my
see it
story.
written
I
a
stick
few
by my
times,
story.
but
Yeah. So,
hey, it's all right. You know, the sentiment is there, so we understand that.
Yes.
What's going on with you, man? I see you have a nice little suit on, with a little matching.
It does, you know, at first, you know, it's funny. Colors that you don't expect to match.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, I enjoy this little here.
I would
outfit.
imagine
It's
that
very
that's like
comfortable.
something that he would make. You know,
Who?
You like my gear? Oh, Jamal, I love your gear, man.
Nice gear, man. No, this is a very comfortable outfit for me. I feel very snug in here.
I fuck with vests, you know,
You fuck with vests?
but I like them to be like more like, you know, like they gotta have. I don't like a thin vest.
This isn't a thin vest.
No, yeah, I didn't say that it was.
I got some of Benny's like slobber stuck on. I gotta clean that. That looks so
Yeah.
nasty. You little.
That'll happen.
It will happen.
That'll
apparently.
happen.
Yeah. When I think about getting a dog, like certain things keep me from wanting to go and get one. And on top of that list, it's the time it takes to train and just have a dog. Right? You've got to devote.
The puppy stage is bittersweet, man. It's like
Why?
you're never gonna be this small and adorable again, but you're also a pain in the ass to train right now.
Yeah, I mean it's very hard to enjoy. You know, you got to train them pretty hard, and then like the things like it depends. If you get a dog that sheds, now you got hair everywhere. You got
To my credit, man, my dog is really well potty trained.
Well, that's
to my credit.
That is good. If your dog slobbers, i.e. Benny down here, you
but that's
got to
not the-
deal with all the slobber
You
everywhere.
can't train away from
it.
that,
Looks like
unfortunately.
a bunch of dried up fucking cum everywhere. Like, dude, fucking.
The irony
Show
of that
some
is
damn
he doesn't have his balls.
Show
you
some
know?
self-control, man. What are you doing? Busting everywhere.
The irony of that is he doesn't have a ball sack. You know?
Poor guy. They cut your dick off.
No, he still has his dick.
Well, without it,
You ought to know that there's a difference.
no balls and no balls equals. I mean, it's pretty close to no dick.
Oh, take my eyes, not my shirt.
It's crazy that the dick works without the balls.
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't surprise you that that's a thing.
I mean, it would be fucked up if like you had a testicle issue and then now your penis doesn't work. But
A testicle issue sounds pretty funny. It sounds like
I guess
it's too close to technical issue. So
it definitely is.
it makes me kind of like,
Yeah, but testicle issues are nothing to joke about.
no, they're not. You shouldn't joke about dick or ball issues at all.
I mean, by all means, joke about dicks and balls, but not about the issues that come along with it.
Yeah, but even then, it's like
I
in
mean,
moderation,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
has
for
to be.
sure.
It's got to be a classy dick and
It's got to
ball
be
joke.
got to be tasteful.
A tasteful dick and ball joke.
There it is, right there.
You just said it.
That's
said it.
the joke.
You said it though. You said it,
Yeah.
and you still haven't.
Okay, well,
paused
pause,
it.
man.
You said you want a
You say you
tasteful
don't-
dick and ball joke. That, my friend, is heresy, my friend. Heresy.
I was watching Seinfeld the other day, and George was commenting on a jacket that Jerry had on, and he was like,
Which jacket?
it was like some suede leather jacket.
Is that the one with the inside that has like the,
Yeah, and he was like, I say
it looks
this to
what
you.
what is that that like pattern? It's like 1950s
It's like candy stripe.
diner thing.
Yeah,
type of
it's like
thing.
red and white.
Yeah,
candy
like
stripe
the
type of shit.
the hats they wear or the shirt, whatever it is, the aprons.
Yeah.
And no, I remember because didn't he want to turn it inside out because they were taking a walk with
But
Elaine's
Elaine's dad.
father? And then he was about.
They're taking a walk in the rain, and he didn't want the suede to
He
get
was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "It's suede. I don't want to." He's like, and he looked at him, and it was that fucking stupid pattern.
So George, when he saw it, he was like, "I say this to you as a man with an unblemished record of heterosexuality. That jacket looks good on you." But having to preface something with that is hilarious.
I mean, that's the world we live in nowadays, honestly.
Well, that was those days.
Like, I'm not
Seinfeld
gay,
hasn't been on
but
for
if
that.
I was, I would.
He said with an unblemished history of heterosexuality.
I mean, that is a really good way to put it for sure. It's a lot of syllables, but I mean, if you really can get it out, pause.
yeah, wordy, but it's
Or
funny.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Yeah. I mean, at least you paused whatever might have
Pause
been necessary.
causes confusion for a lot of things.
really
You're like,
doesn't.
is this supposed to be paused?
No.
I don't know anymore.
Well, see, like I think there's a lot of things that call for pause, but I mean, whatever, you know.
I'm just pausing after every sentence. What if I just implemented a pause and not pause?
But there's a lot of sexual innuendo.
What
in
if
the
I
world,
said
you know?
something? What if I said
The
something?
English language is like geared towards sexual innuendo.
So what if I said something really gay, right? And then instead of like saying pause, I just stopped.
Well,
And like, and then for a split, for let's say 2 or 3 seconds, nobody said anything. Would that be an assumed pause?
No, I think people would be inclined to assume that you're of the gay variety. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but they might just
would they
assume so of
assume
you.
that? Would they want? So would they interpret that 3 seconds as like?
I think
the
it just depends.
No. Would that 3 seconds be interpreted as me giving them time to say something to me that's okay?
That could
that's
also be
cool,
the case.
dude.
I think it also depends on how absolutely flagrant what you say is.
Okay, so what you're saying is there's no way to avoid saying pause.
There's ways to avoid it, but I mean, you really got to just like think a lot before what you say, because even if you really probably put a lot of thought into it, there's going to be something that's at least somewhat gay sounding that comes out of your mouth. I just pause.
Okay, well, I was just wondering if there was a way to
You
avoid
can't
having.
even talk about it without having to pause.
I was wondering if there was a way to avoid having to say the word. That's all.
I mean, you don't have to say the word. You know,
This guy,
it's
look
not
at-
like you're
hey, Ben.
required.
What are you doing? Seems like to be bad. He's like, I just finished that whole bone.
Pause.
I see that. I don't believe that's plausible.
Well,
I don't think I
then
should say pause during that time.
I think if you say the words, "I just finished that whole bone," you should pause yourself.
I guess.
Man, let me tell you something. All right, I told you I was gonna go get a haircut yesterday. Well, I got a hat on today because I didn't go get a haircut because Majid was busy doing some shit. I texted him on Thursday. Usually I do it on Friday, so I can come on Saturday and get the haircut. And he was like, "Yeah, come at 12." I was like, "All right, cool, I can do
Did
that."
you
Like,
go there?
I was like, "I prefer to be there at 11 because you know, the deeper into my day you go, it's just like." I already have to drive 40 minutes.
Adam is
I have
old
to drive
man.
40 minutes to
He
go
tries
there and
to
come
get,
back.
Adam goes to the early bird special about 4:30 afternoon
Well,
and in bed by 7:45.
let me ask you
with
a
his
question.
dog snuggling him. Like,
Why do you not get haircuts in the mornings?
no, I can't.
If you could, would you?
Yes.
All right, so shut up.
But my
That makes you a fucking criticizer too.
But I could also do it in the afternoon, and I wouldn't have the excuse of saying that. Well, the deeper you go into my day, the harsher it throws my dinner back. It makes my the time I walk the dog latest, feeding him.
I have to drive there for 40 minutes and then drive back for 40 minutes. That's
Well,
an
to
hour
be
and a half
fair,
in the middle
I'll
of
say
that.
that
It's a whole lot of journeying.
to get to my barber from my house, probably because. All right, so my issue with my barber is there's no issue other than the fact because I just got a haircut on Thursday. The barbershop has two locations. He's half owner. He only cuts Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, right? I work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so usually I go get a haircut around 4:30, 5 o'clock. That is the only time I get a haircut. During that time is rush hour, so usually it takes me about 45 minutes to get to my barber as well.
Well, Majid definitely does not cut hair by the time like I'm off work and can get to him. So Saturday is really like my only day. He doesn't work on Sundays.
I wish
so Saturday is my only
Saturday
opportunity.
morning haircut, that's the best.
So then why are you talking shit about? You already know how much of a difference it makes to get home at 2 o'clock compared to 3 o'clock.
It's what you said. It's like, dude, I missed the early bird. You said it.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
Listen,
It's not what you said. It's how you said
you already
it.
know
Makes me
that.
know that that's what you meant.
You already know that if you get home at 2 compared to if you get home at 3, it makes a big difference in the rest
In
of your
what?
day. In the rest of your day.
Between 2 and 3?
Yeah.
No, I think that's kind of like insignificant.
That hour, I think, is big.
I think that's pretty insignificant.
Because then you get home, then you got to jump in the shower, but it's another hour goes by for me.
No. I think you're incorrect. 2 to 3, nah. 4 to 5 maybe, but when you get to 5 to 6, that's the difference.
I think you're just splitting hairs here.
No, 5 to 6 is the difference. 2 to 3 is the same time, really. 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock is the same time.
It's not true at all.
Noon and 1, same time.
It's really not.
8 and 9 a.m.
That's the whole lunch
time.
hour. You know,
It's the same time. It's like basically the same time of the morning.
Well, to me, it's not.
Interchangeable almost.
Nobody cares about this. I'm just saying that I do not. I value that hour. You know,
you value that 1 hour.
If I could get to his shop and get my hair
cut. Do you encounter more traffic?
Yes.
When?
It's the 90, you know, the Kennedy Expressway.
Where do you get on? You're not supposed to get on anywhere before Cumberland if you're gonna get it. If you're that part of the city.
You already know that's not gonna happen. I get on at Lawrence.
Well, that's dumb, and you're dumb for it.
Well, if I get on at Cumberland, I still have a lot of fucking traffic to deal with to get there.
No, you don't.
Yes.
You just get on a good street.
Nah, man.
I told you, you are an old man. That early bird special be calling at him. He got to take his teeth out at the end of the night, put them in his little cup.
Call it what you will, all right? But
that stuff, right? Like the fact that they take their cup, the cup, is that just water?
No.
Or is it, what do they take in
there? They have some shit that like basically you dissolve it in the water and it's basically like if you don't have contacts, but if you take out your contacts, you put it in like a saline solution. I'm not sure exactly what that shit is that they use, but it's basically to keep them, you know,
and then
from being gross.
And in your experience, do your teeth come back out clean in the morning?
yeah. You know, it helps to just get everything out of there.
Okay, so that
I saw this badass new flosser that they got. It's like
flosser.
It's like a water flosser, but like basically there's like a mouthpiece, and you put your teeth on the bottom. You know what I mean? Like you bite it essentially, and then it pause, and then it basically flosses both the top and the bottom simultaneously.
Okay. Do you trust it with it's not a complete substitute for string. Nothing is compared from what I understand.
Whoever says that is a liar. All right.
So I use the water pick and string. Is that too much?
I feel like you don't need that much.
I feel like you should use both.
I feel like if you use the water flosser and there's still like something you can't get out of your teeth, then like you can go. But I don't think you need to do.
How do I know that's in my teeth without knowing it's without going in there with?
Look in the mirror, motherfucker. Well,
I mean, the thing is, it goes. You know.
I don't think you need both. I think the water pressure is strong enough to just get most of the shit out of there.
I don't believe you.
Well, then keep doing both. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, I was mad that I couldn't get a haircut. So
I would be mad too. It's not my favorite thing. I've been notified day of that, hey, can't make it, or day before.
Well, he texted me on Friday afterwards and he was like, yeah, can you come in like some later time down the road or whatever. He gave me, I think it was like 1 or some shit like that. And then he was like, I got some other shit going on and I'm not 100% sure what time I'm getting back. And then it just got too late. And he was like, yeah, I was like, I'll come next week, man. But I'm overdue for a haircut. Like, this shit is crazy under here.
Yeah.
I see you're growing your shit out, huh?
My hair?
Mm-hmm.
The top? Mm-hmm. Really? Does it look long?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that long. I think it's the same as Ben.
Well, I don't know how long it's been.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he trimmed the top.
Am
I talking about my beard, maybe?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I know what the difference between your beard and like the top of your head is.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know if you know this. I got this whole big voluptuous beard happening myself right now. You know?
Yeah,
I know what it is.
Ginger beard.
No.
You got a ginger beard.
It's not that. Not that.
It is that. So what is up, man? What's new other than I will say this, it's been very hard to follow any news stories besides what is actually happening overseas.
Very true.
If those are following, it's still happening. It's still going on and worse than it's been. And it's like every day or every hour seems to escalate and create a more worse situation than it was previous.
Yep.
And with that comes, us trying to, the thing about this is there's I believe a survivor's guilt or some psychological issue that can also take place within people who are really passionate about letting people know what's going on over there. And it's hard. So you got to find a way to decompress somehow.
Yeah.
And
even more so, I think for people who are Palestinian who are living, anywhere else, essentially. For us, I thought about it this way before. I'm 1967, similar situation, right? Pops and his family fled. If they didn't, we very well could not be here. You know what I mean?
If he fled, there's
a 50-50 shot at that point.
Right. If he fled, there's a chance that he stays there. Or if he doesn't flee, there's a chance, or isn't able to, or doesn't succeed in that task, there's a chance that they end up staying there, and like you say, a really good chance that we actually never come to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
and that is a story for thousands and thousands of Gazans and Palestinians within the West Bank and Gaza as well. So there's a lot of that story, and a lot of those stories actually were the case. You know, we obviously are the exception, and there are a lot that are, but there are way more that weren't able to. And as you see now, they're slaughtering children and women and men that didn't deserve it either. I mean, I think that goes a little by the wayside. Everybody wants to protect women and children, and rightfully so. But everybody kind of like forgets to reiterate that even the men that are being slaughtered are innocent and are just civilians as well. Everybody there is a civilian. This is not. None of this should be taking place, and I think the world is starting to understand that. And as they see it, the narrative is changing, and within that, frustration is starting to take place internally there. And I think that's starting to bring their country down. And at the end of the day, though they may end up succeeding in slaughtering an indescribable amount of people, at the end of this, I think that the viewpoint of the world onto them is going to change drastically, and they're not gonna like what happens.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, luckily, and kind of can't even really call it luckily, but all of our family is out of Palestine. So luckily, I mean, for now, that means that they're safe.
Yeah.
It's just that obviously you don't want to have to leave your home in the first place. So
no, of course.
That's the other side of that. But yeah, keep an eye on it, man. Keep posting.
Please,
shit,
it's still going, and we don't want to go have another podcast full of talking about it, because though we have our strong views on it, and those who watch understand them. We're not a political podcast, and we're not the guys to talk about politics in any way other than how we would. And though we can speak as eloquently as most, we also can be quite crude, and it's not going to be productive. It's not going to be productive in any way.
Yep.
So I think the best thing we can do is try to make this a light space for the remainder of however long we go for today.
True.
And those who are watching and saw the podcast from last week, and you stayed with us, we're going to try to make a little bit of make this a space where today you can come and kind of laugh along with us. And and Adam's recent disclosure of how old he really is. He just gave us a little bit of an account of where he puts his dentures at night. Like, do you keep them in is it best to keep that water refrigerated? Do you like?
No, room temperature.
Room temperature? Okay.
Yeah, it's a blistering 98.6 degrees inside your mouth. Pause. I learned that from a chewing gum commercial.
Long time ago. Is your gums, or do they come out too as well? And they
pop no, those are mine. That shit is all me.
Okay, good. That's
all
good to know.
Me, G. So before we move on to the more lighthearted subject, I want to just say real fast, rest in peace to Matthew Perry.
Oh, yeah.
He passed
yesterday
for us, but technically it'll be a few days ago.
Yeah. And unfortunate again, but like the thing is, somebody posted the other day and they're like, I bet you the West posts more about Matthew Perry than they have what's going on in Gaza. And that's not to diminish his death by any means. I am a huge fan.
Yo ass is stanky, dog.
And I just want to say rest in peace to him as well.
Yep.
I do believe there's another as well, right? Shaft.
No, it wasn't Shaft.
The guy that plays Shaft. Hold on, I got you. I forget his name now, but I'll take a look. Shaft.
I don't think you're thinking of the right guy. He's in Shaft, but I don't think it's...
Richard Roundtree, star of Shaft.
Huh. Oh, there you go.
Would you look at that? Rest in peace. Richard Roundtree died at 81. And it says on NPR from pancreatic cancer. 81. It's not. That's a fairly long life. No, though. Yeah. Obviously, you never want to, like we've spoken about it before. It maybe seem like a long life, but you never want him to go. Rich, please send condolences to that family. Rest in peace to him. you know, and it's again, we talk about it. We're at that point where you start to see legends passing that we grew up kind of watching, or were just behind that generation that did.
True. Yeah. There's a good amount of like the people who were, I guess you would consider A-listers, and like at our young years are now like
they're getting older. Like you see Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is starting. I don't know exactly what he has, but they're talking about the fact that he's pretty much nonverbal.
Yeah.
And that's sad. Like,
Definitely sad.
You know, you think about it. I mean, I remember, you know, all the Die Hards. They're great movies. All like he's been in so many movies. Armageddon. Like,
yeah.
You gotta really love Bruce Willis, and you know it's a shame. But like, again, it's just life when you think about it. Health is something so fragile, but at the same time, sometimes it's not even your fault. The things you're going through.
Yeah, the genetics
play a big part. Like
that's just a roll of dice.
Look at Michael J. Fox, man. Look at Michael J. Fox, and he's still a legend. Still him. It's just unfortunate that you know that takes over a lot of your motor skills and all of that. So unfortunate that you know these things take place, and you know just condolences to everybody.
Yeah, what was I didn't say it last week. I forgot what his I don't even know why I'm bringing it up without knowing his first name, but the Isley brother passed.
Yeah, I heard about
Rudolph.
that.
Was it?
Huh?
Rudolph?
I don't want to.
I think it was what it was.
That's like I mean, it might be because that's a pretty, like usually when you're guessing names, you're not guessing like Rudolph or.
It's true.
Or you know, some Ulysses.
I had a screenshot.
Like that's not like a name that everybody.
No. I had a screenshot it in here at some point, but I guess I don't anymore. So real fast, let's talk about this. Outkast Speaker Box, The Love Below becomes the best-selling rap album of all time.
Speaker Box, The Love Below. Yo, that's
always comes with a chime, man.
That's and what? So what's the stat?
It is the best-selling rap album of all time.
Wow.
I don't have like the full details on how many they sold and where it stands in
Can you find that?
But
because so I'll say this: the fact that it's the Outkast double album, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't surprise me because they are arguably top 5, maybe top 3 rap groups of all time.
True indeed.
But we've spoken about that. They're a duo. Duos are different than trios, and without getting into any of that.
The record went 13 times platinum last week, passing Eminem Show as hip-hop's most sold album. So the Eminem Show was the one before that? That's crazy.
Where's Get Rich or Die Trying on that? I thought Get Rich or Die Trying was over 10 million.
I don't know. This is an extensive list. It's really just talking about the Speaker Box. So.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, definitely dope, man.
I don't know if you're going to see much more of a sample size of their music coming out. I just don't really see that.
I thought I heard something about 3 Stacks putting something together.
So. I think no, that was Killer Mike when he made that he said that, and then he kind of retracted that statement.
Oh, so he just lied.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't see him wanting to do that anything, right? Like,
why not? He goes around to every airport playing the flute.
I just saw a statement. He said that rap isn't inspiring. Nothing is created original anymore. And
okay, well, now you're in a position to do that. Well,
maybe he's past it.
Well, fuck that. Also, T.I. said he's retiring after his next album, which I think is also a double disc.
I don't know what double discs are for anymore. Like, I always assume that most times double discs could be condensed to one and really create a really concise, powerful, and arguably great album.
I'm okay with you giving me a double album for your last album if, first of all, it actually is, and second of all, it's a dope project. Like, you got to go out with a bang, you know?
But why do you have to do 2? Why don't you just do?
Well, if you want to, I'm not saying you have to.
Why don't
but
you just
I'm okay with it if you are.
1 and 1, and then that's the last.
Listen, it's either put out a double album with like 11 or 12 tracks on each, or you do what Chris Brown does and put 128 track album out. I mean,
well, the Drake album came out, and we didn't even speak about that. But I haven't even listened to it in its entirety. I just got tired of listening. I was like, what is this? I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know it's beyond that, but. We hadn't talked about it because we hadn't potted.
Chris put out something recently too, right?
No, Chris Brown? No clue.
Yeah,
Not
I
even
think
a
he
little bit.
did. Because they were talking about it on JBP, where they were like, yeah, it was like not his typical 30.
Oh,
album,
yeah, because he said that he's not going to do that, like, release.
But they said that all the music was pretty good. So,
Well, that's good, I guess.
I gotta go into my Apple Music and download shit because I'm behind.
I haven't really.
I'm stuck in my ways as an old man. So
Adam listens to all the old music. I've thought about that. The people that only listen to old music,
because today's rap is like 3 Stacks said, it's uninspired.
there is good music out there though. Like not
Yeah, I
everything
listen to
is,
certain
not
people.
everything is rap, and you don't have to. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
Like
for sure. But in the rap category, there's only a few people of today's sound that I really care to hear from. But
I guess I understand that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of for the club shit, and I'm not a club rat these days.
Club rats, man. I bet you those are some fat rats. Those motherfuckers probably eat well.
Maybe.
Club
Or there's some
rats.
really, really dirty ass rats.
Man, I could never live in New York based on the fact that they have.
We had passed them.
Yeah, I
for
know.
a short period.
I know, but the thing about New York is there's no alleys, and they're
So they just out there on
They be in the front, like at least in our place, they be in
rats and pigeons.
They got at least the courtesy to just run around our alleys. Out there, they have no choice. They just be out in the front, just kicking it.
Do they have possums in New York too?
I think they got possums in New York. Why wouldn't they have possums in New York? But we have possums. We got.
They ain't got no alleys.
You don't think they got raccoons?
Well, I don't know. I've never been.
I've
been to like the Niagara Falls part, but that doesn't count.
There aren't as many forest preserves and parks within New York other than Central Park. Correct?
I don't know.
I was like,
I mean, I feel like there's other parks, like Washington Square Park. I heard Dave Chappelle mention that.
But is it like wooded areas as much as a park?
I don't fall for that shit no more.
Because like raccoons, where do they live? Where do they stay? I don't know where the ones that I
think
catch
they
in my
literally
neighborhood be at.
they find like one of those good like shrubbery, and they just go and live behind
Good
that shit.
shrubbery?
Good shrubbery. Whoever has like a good bush in front of their house. Yeah, I think that's where they go.
She got a good bush in front of her house, man. Tell you what. It's fucking ridiculous.
I feel like that maybe, their thought process. That's all I'm saying.
It's utterly ridiculous. All right, what else you got for me today, man?
All right, so we'll switch over to sports real fast and give another round of applause for my man Andre Iguodala.
Oh, yeah.
He has retired, and they also had an additional set of news that he will be joining ESPN as a studio analyst for 2023-2024.
I think he has something to
Which
offer.
is this year.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's something. He's had a really storied career. Like he was Allen Iverson's fucking teammate, man. Like,
Yep.
you got to think about that. He was on Philly with AI, and he fucking the dunk contest. I think he won a dunk contest.
Yeah.
And 4-time champion. I think he was a Finals MVP. And I mean, he's just 19 years. You got to give it to him, man.
Yeah.
Iggy was fucking dope.
Yeah, he's been around for a
Iggy
minute,
was
man.
dope. He was a solid team player and a solid teammate, I would assume, based on what people talk about with him. I think there's something to be said about that.
He was kind of a journeyman to a degree. He's been around a few places.
I don't know. So how many teams? I think he was only with like 2 or 3 teams.
I don't think so.
I think to be a journeyman, you really have to have gone to maybe 4 or 5 teams, 6 teams. Like a journeyman to me really means that they've covered a percentage of the league in terms of teams to be on. I don't think you can be a journeyman just because you got traded once or twice.
I think he's been on more than that.
I want to say Denver, Philly, and Golden State.
Miami.
He was on Miami?
He was in Philly, Denver, Golden State, Memphis, Miami, and then Golden State.
Memphis was he I think they automatically he was basically traded and then cut because he didn't want to go there. Because remember, that's when he was threatening to retire.
I don't think. Well,
remember he said he was going to retire.
He was there for a while because then Miami he joined. So he joined Memphis July of 2019, and then he joined Miami February of 2020. So he was there for up until maybe All-Star break or close to it. I don't know if he played.
See, I don't know.
I'm sure he played.
Okay, so I guess I guess in that regard, then you can't call him a journeyman.
Yeah, he hit 6 teams. I mean, even though he came back to Golden State, still
Twice,
counts.
yeah. Yeah, I guess you can call that a journeyman. I'll accept that. But either way, I mean, you got to really give it to somebody like him. Like, he's really fucking made his mark on the league based on just things he's done.
Yeah.
Would you? So
He's been athletic the entire time too. Like, he's a leaper.
a leaper.
A leaper.
Speaking in the same vein of just careers that have had, it's storied. Unfortunately, it's not as well, and it's not as well in. I know this sounds funny. Endowed as Iggy's career might be, but he didn't. Derek's been playing, man. Like, and he seems to be enjoying himself over there with all these young guys and shit. Like,
yeah.
He's doing a little dancing.
Yeah, I
was like, look at Derek doing his dancing, man. Like, he just looks like he's playing and like enjoying it. And like, I feel like he was on the shelf for so long in New York that it kind of bugs me.
Yeah.
I think it bugs a lot of people. But
now he's basically like happy to just kind of contribute.
Let me show you what I can. Let me show you what I can still do. Essentially, right?
Yeah, it's not so much about proving anything anymore. I think he's realized like he's done everything.
I can't.
Just fighting through every injury and coming back, and just not losing any kind of heart and enjoyment for the game. Like, he still goes out there, has a good time, contributes, makes the people around him better, whatever the case. He's at limited minutes, but he doesn't seem to be complaining about anything,
Yeah, you can't prove to people that you're the same you if you're definitely not the same you. Like,
True.
Everybody kind of faults Derrick Rose for not being the old Derrick Rose. Like, how the fuck is he supposed to be the old Derrick Rose? That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Even if he was still, if he never had an injury, he wouldn't be the old Derrick Rose by this time. Right?
Yep.
Though I really would love to have seen a world where Derrick Rose never got injured and he's at his 15th year and possibly a multi-champion, multi-MVP, finals MVP. Derrick Rose was on pace to probably win 2 championships, I'd say, and also become get another MVP of the league, at least one more, become a finals MVP. He was going to dominate the league for many years to come. People knew that. They all were afraid of it. And it just didn't work out, and I don't know why. And it's one of my most, in terms of sports, it's the thing I hate. One of the saddest stories for me that I watch, and it bugs me.
That's gonna be a tearjerker 30 for 30 when they put that out.
Oh man, the Derrick Rose 30 for 30, that thing needs to be a couple of parts. And I mean, I am gonna watch it multiple times. I'm gonna weep. And if Derrick Rose ever wins a championship, I will weep for him, man.
Did you watch his documentary, The Pooh?
No, well, I did, and I stopped at a certain point. I forget I think I stopped right around the time where they called him and told him he was traded. Sad ass shit.
Yeah, it was definitely sad. Yeah, man, what could have been, It's always the phrase, I suppose, for things like this. But
yeah,
shout out to Derrick Rose, though, man. Go and have a good time, and just enjoy the time in your career that you got left, and.
Yeah, I think they might actually be all right once Ja gets back. But Ja's off for 30-some games.
Man, hopefully he stays out of trouble in that time.
Yeah, don't add to your sentence, man.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yeah, man. I mean, literally, there's you don't want to not be able to live up to your potential because of stupid shit that you did instead of shit that you couldn't control.
Yeah.
Go and play your game, live comfortably, take care of everybody around you. The shit that you should be doing.
That's it, man. That's all you can do.
Yeah, man. So, I thought we would actually talk more about the Iguodala thing, but
I mean, there's not much to speak about other than he deserves the accolades and the praise, and that's really about it. I don't know the motherfucker.
No, you're right. You're right. Did you see the story about how Dirk decided that he was going to wear 41?
No.
It's not a very long story. He said, I love Charles Barkley at the time, so I switched to number 14. Robert Pack had 14 with Dallas, but he didn't want to give up the number to a rookie, so I flipped the numbers. Chuck was wearing 14 in the Team USA.
So he wore 41 because it was the mirror.
Well, he couldn't wear 14 because somebody already had it. So
I don't care.
Another storied career, though, man.
Dirk is something else.
Dirk, he basically not that he introduced the European game to the league, but he made it the popular skill set that it is, I think,
Well, I mean, you had a lot of earlier players, but you think about the Tony Kukocs of the world. The Tony Kukoc in his own right, in his own place was, because where'd he come from? Serbia?
Something like that.
He was the revered as the Michael Jordan of his country back then. And then obviously the Bulls get him, and there's already a Michael Jordan there, but he was decent, man. And Kukoc is a good example of early European players coming into the game and being able to adapt and dominate pretty handily.
I mean, true. I mean, of course, you had like your Vlade Divacs and your other, But I just mean the game kind of like became more European as Dirk was in the league.
It's become very much more of a European game than it used to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players coming over from there. Like, I mean, fucking look at Luka, look at Jokic, look at. Excuse me.
It was supposed to be Porzingis at some point, but he didn't really pan out in the same way he should have.
Kristaps is in a.
Yeah, but remember when he first
Boston
came
right
into the
now.
league, they were talking about him like he was Luka, and
Yeah.
that shit did not continue.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at Lowry marketing. I
Yeah.
mean, he's doing all right. He just did his. I think they do like 2 months in the Finnish army. As a like you have to complete that before a specific
basic
time.
training
Yeah,
type shit.
yeah. So I think he did like 2 months of that, which is pretty cool. Like actually, my barber cuts his hair when he's in Chicago because he was a Bull. So
Yeah.
when he was here and when he comes here, I think he goes and gets a cut from.
Yeah, I really wasn't 100% sure
Shout
why I
out
decided
Dang.
to trade him anyway. You know, like I thought he had a promising little spot up. Could have
Yeah, but the Bulls
been a good role player.
The Bulls
you know?
typically have a player that has promise, but then they trade him before their promise is realized, and then they're good on a different team. That's just the way it works with us.
True.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lot of basketball, I guess. The league is coming back now.
Yeah.
Do you see that with Charles Barkley? He like asked Adam Silver about the
Yeah, I saw
abuse
that.
in the league.
That was good. I think it was important for because those guys on that show have a lot of integrity. You can tell based on or journalistic integrity, which is even more
Lacking in the world today.
Yeah, for sure. But I thought that was good of him to ask that question, and I thought that they always are going to kind of dance around things like they're never going to give you a straight answer because that's very difficult for them to answer on the spot like that without alienating or creating some sort of ripple effect in the inter-office dealings.
So just for clarification, if you're not sure what we're talking about, basically players like Miles Bridges, for instance, I'll use him as an example. There's just been like domestic
Michael
violence.
Porter.
Yep. There's been like
Junior.
domestic violence allegations essentially, and Chuck just basically wanted to say like, hey man, this is like serious.
Wait, is it Michael Porter or
Kevin Porter?
Kevin Porter. Don't want to do that to you, Michael Porter. You
Oh,
are-
yeah.
yeah.
good point.
Just wanted to. Yeah, there you go.
Not that anybody's paying attention to this, but yeah. So he just wanted to say like this is an important thing that's happening in the league. It shouldn't go unaddressed. Like, what are you guys doing to kind of try to curb some of that and figure out like a solution to basically get it in check because we can't continue to have people in the league who are doing this type of shit.
Right, that puts a stain on the league, so to speak.
Yeah, and Adam Silver gave a political response to some degree, and we have things in place, and shout out to the players union, and so I just thought that was an interesting little video. It was short, but
Okay.
They did it on air, like just before they were about to go to a commercial.
Yeah, I saw the video. What do you think of what's her name? Fuck is that little white girl's name?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, fucking with Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
It's funny. All these videos of girls are like, "Hey, all these girls are, they're dating this guy named Travis Kelce. Like and basically the reason he's popular is because of her. Is that what they're saying?
Basically.
Which is fucked up but hilarious at the same time.
Yeah. And I don't think it's necessarily true. I mean, he could play, but definitely she brought like a lot more light to him, and you can see he's got mad commercial deals since then.
Hey, listen, if it's a business deal, he's winning. Fuck it.
Yeah, I was like,
Fuck
man,
it.
I should try to date Taylor Swift and then dump her and then write music about her. Haha, bitch, pull the old switcheroo on you.
Don't feel good. Do it. No, that's
But she's like a billionaire now, apparently.
yeah. I wouldn't fuck that up.
No, definitely. Well, try not to. I'm just saying, like, if it was me or her, like, I gotta end this before she gets a chance.
Wow. Survival of the fittest. Huh?
Yeah. Well, she has a history of like dating people, and then like there's some ending that is always terrible, and she has to write a song about it. But her last tour apparently was quite lucrative for her.
I mean, I seen.
And then they put it in the fucking theaters, and this bitch has now hit billionaire status. So
stadium status.
Travis Kelce about to get on one knee.
I mean, listen. I don't know. Listen. I see people like to be debating if it's a genuine relationship or if it's something that's been kind of like
Just conjure it up a little bit.
yeah, the storyline's been created just for the sake of some sort of marketing ploy.
Yeah,
And
I mean, if you look at how the NFL's been handling that, that would make sense. These motherfuckers like jumped on board with all that shit right away. Started putting her in every game, making sure the camera was on her like 25 times. Like,
technically, isn't any celebrity relationship a marketing?
Yeah, but you're watching the game. You don't need to go to her. Like, who cares? There's other people on the team. Other
Of
people
course, but
got women there. Maybe they look good and want to be on camera.
I agree, but that's what they do, man.
Well, sit down somewhere, Taylor. Get one of them Kanye masks where you can't see who's under it, and then just go and watch the game like that. So stop putting the camera on you.
I don't know where I got this.
You got a little mint in your pocket?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Minty.
Smithers, there's a rocket in my pocket. There was also, obviously, Dame has a new home now, right?
Dame who?
Dame Dollar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they asked him about like not wanting to play with LeBron James, and he had this to say: "I could have went to LA, but I didn't want to become a spot up shooter, and I didn't want to be the scapegoat every time we lost." And I'm pretty sure that's just like a bah. That's a jab.
Yeah, I think there's a active.
And if you know me, you know it's fuck LeBron, and it's even been more so since this.
I believe if you look on Indeed.com right now, there's a post from the Lakers looking for a scapegoat to deter attention from LeBron's lack of abilities.
That makes sense.
That being said, I will say this. If I was playing basketball for 20 years in the NBA, I would love to be in the shape that motherfucker's in right now.
Yeah, but fuck that guy.
Agreed. But don't you wish you could jump that high still? Did you see that video or the still? I guess they were inbounding the ball, and he jumped, and he's off the ground fairly high, grabbing that ball out the air, dude. I
can't celebrate that.
The longevity. I play ball now, dude. First and foremost, Adam don't even fucking dribble a basketball right now, so I don't think he could talk shit.
I can talk shit, but listen, man, my stance on LeBron has always been the same, and it's only been solidified.
Okay, all right.
So that's
all right. So
there's that on that.
When we talk about LeBron, I like to remove because this isn't really about LeBron as much as about the being in that shape if we could at that age, dude. Imagine. You don't play ball anymore, but imagine if you did play ball and you were able to feel as physically fit and
break yourself.
You're not.
Hey man.
Okay.
Calm down.
Any other player, right? This player, Michael Jordan, for instance. If Michael Jordan had played straight through 94, 95, and then 80 from 99 to 2001 or 2 when he stopped, or 3, I forget when he stopped, what year.
I think it was 03, I want to say.
Imagine if he had played straight through. That is now, that's 17 years, right? No, wait.
4 more seasons.
It's 20. It's almost 20 years. Almost 19 seasons. So from 84 to 2004 would be 20. So 18, 19 seasons. He would have played had he gone straight through. Michael would have probably the leader in points. He'd definitely have 1 or 2 more championships. He would because of the fact that Michael played, even in his last season, I think he played 82 games, right? So
there's still mad records that he has that LeBron's not coming anywhere near. By the way,
because I think they
just try to overshadow it. Like,
the problem is when they talk about these arguments, they forget to bring up the idea that Michael played in a significantly shorter career.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. I one time made a comparison. I think that's why I'm saying. I think he had 13 or 14 seasons that he actually played, or I think that just the ones with the Bulls is where I kept him. So I don't know. But basically, like at the time, LeBron was at 17, and like the numbers were just you couldn't compare. I mean, he was still killing.
Michael missed almost the entire second season of his NBA career. He missed 67 games with a broken foot.
Yeah,
he was scoring 30-some points a game.
Yep.
If you count 67 games times 30-something, there's a lot of points to be had that he didn't have that season.
I don't know why I didn't screenshot this, but it was some shit where he like in a span of like 30 months, he got like 3 titles, 3 MVPs, 3 Finals MVPs. The only player in the league to do that type of shit.
I mean,
that's the type of shit that is not considered by these people who are like, oh yeah, he's got the most points in the league now. Now fuck out of here, LeBron. I don't know, man. I can't find myself giving him any credit anywhere right now.
The only thing I give credit to is because it is a testament to like imagine at like 20 or 21 you started to be super mindful of, okay, you know what, going forward I do acknowledge I want to be able to play sports, and if I have children, play around, be active with them. So you're like, from this point I'm going to make sure I work out, I'm going to make sure I invest in certain things.
That was before that for him. He got drafted out of high school and he had money for a long time, and
yeah, but I don't think he adopted
doctors out the world.
I would not assume that he adopted the regiment that he has now.
Well, probably not
until
right away,
later on.
obviously, but
Derrick Rose, it took his first, actually kind of took 2 injuries for Derrick Rose to finally understand how to really rehab, right? For his body, how his body works. Yeah. Because I think people fail in the idea that you work out based on like some sort of a cookie cutter 1, 2, 3, 4
there's no one
sheet.
size fits all type shit.
Your body is different. That's why I truly enjoy working out with kettlebells, because it allows me to work in the motion that my body works out with, right? Yeah. Like I don't have to be restricted by a just a static bar, like a barbell. Like, you know, it's taut, it's rigid. There's no movement in that.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's important. But you don't learn that until later on. Unfortunately, it comes with age and experience and understanding of, man, my body, I've injured it doing this, I've injured it doing that. And breaking down what your body has felt like in those moments, then you can understand what your training regimen should look like going forward for yourself.
True.
You know?
Yeah, I mean,
like an old man like you, like I would say that the best I'll stop.
I mean, listen, I don't mind. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't need to necessarily be a
I would say best thing for you and your old ass joints is to like go swim somewhere. You know, yeah. Not with the kids though. Like don't do that.
Nah, because they pee in a pool too. You know, that's extra.
Yeah,
gross.
I feel like kids pee everywhere. Like I don't think
nasty motherfuckers.
I feel like they just
bunch of unpotty trained motherfuckers.
I feel like they're just walking around peeing.
It's nasty.
And if they're not peeing, they've peed on their hands. Now they're touching everybody. Now they've got pee on them.
That's true. Kids are the super spreaders of any virus.
Easily. I have friends.
Stop having kids. You're killing us all.
I had friends that were like, "Yo, my kid's been in school for like 4 days and they came home sick."
Fuck that. I don't know, man. I'm good. I'm good on all of that real nasty germ shit. All right, I do want to jump back to music for a minute. I don't know where we're at. I think we got like 10 minutes.
About, yep.
Okay. So somebody asked ChatGPT to put together a list of the top 10 most lyrical rappers. So the list is as follows. Number 1. Well, I'll start from number 10. Number 10, Blueprint.
Who's that?
He's a rapper that is celebrated for his storytelling abilities and deep introspective tracks.
Never heard it. Yeah. Never heard of him or it.
Number 9 is Elzai.
Yeah.
8, Rowdy Rugged Man. Number 7 is Brother Ali. Number 6 is Jean Grey. 5, Pharoah Monch. 4, Binary Star. 3, Immortal Technique. 2, ASAP Rock. And number 1, MF Doom. It's funny because I feel like they went real backpacker on this.
So, two spots down in the list that you started. Mm-hmm. Changed my. So initially I was like, well, what? But well, what? I reminded myself that it's ChatGPT.
Yeah.
GPT, right?
Mm-hmm. ChatGPT, and they gave like a little small thing for what they're known for.
I'm not surprised because it's not. It's going by what objectively it would assume to be a good lyricist, right? Based on probably what the definition is that it can. It is
instead of going by like sales
matter none,
all that shit.
Marketing matters none.
Yeah. People just like with raw skill,
marketability. You know, being able to sell themselves, so to speak. It's not considering any of that. All it's considering is the definition of a great MC, or as it's been told, one is, or what it takes to be that, and then it just evaluated it all. Yeah. You know, I'm actually not surprised that those are the people. Like, I'm assuming, like, even if you went 20 or 30, you might not get a Nas or a Jay-Z in there.
That might be true. It might be true. I'm just kind of surprised that like they're all pretty underground for the most part.
Yeah, but again, that makes sense because the underground is more of, by definition, a great hip hop artist or artists
Artistes.
with the parentheses and the S at the end are to sound like.
Yeah, but like lyricism was celebrated in the 80s, 90s, even early 2000s.
Well, it's not now.
Now
And Chat GPT didn't exist then.
Well, it's not lyricism today that they're after. So that's, I mean, if you go,
Yeah, but the idea of what lyricism and a great MC is technically still hasn't changed. Like if you look at the definition, it's not that it says, because he's not going to say Migos. He's not going to talk about like fucking, he's not going to say Eminem, right? He's just not.
Yeah.
Or they are. It is.
I think it's also like what their overall.
Is ChatGPT a dude or a girl?
I don't think that it identifies in such a way.
Hey, Chat, dude or girl?
I think ChatGPT is one of them 2023 bots. You know.
You swanging or you clanging?
I think also it's not just I think also the overall message of their music is incorporated in this. Because some of what their like little reasoning
incorporated
is,
then that makes it makes more sense than it did before. Like
politically, socially conscious rap,
it's not by definition talking about who's got the most of this and that and goes here and has these hoes and all that shit. Like it's speaking about probably real bars, right? Like talking about subject matter and similes and fucking
subject, verb, and a predicate.
Yeah, I mean, like talking about fucking metaphors and any of these things that would traditionally be considered great overall, if any MC possessed those skills. So that's probably what they're going at. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Just I thought that was a little interesting.
No, that is an interesting thing.
Have ChatGPT come pull some shit up, and
that is interesting because I think it's especially nowadays when that's AI is so prevalent.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What was this other thing I was looking at? Oh, there's a picture in here that I'll talk to you about later on. All right. Yeah, man. I'm good. I don't really have anything else that's killing me to talk about.
No, I'm good right now, man. Just again, like
a lot of basketball, music, and support Palestine. That's
free Palestine the overall message for forever.
Y'all,
I saw something today that said they have been trying to kill us forever. Don't they know by now we ain't going nowhere?
Word. This motherfucker's really trying.
They're trying so hard, and one day somebody's gonna have to pay for what he's done.
Yep.
And I'd hate to be those people.
Word.
Anyway. That being said.
Yep. Thank you all. One and all, everybody who's possibly here to this point of the show. From my analytics, not very many. Thank you for tuning in to episode number 194 of the Kasson Avenue Could Be, Should Be, Would Be, Might Be, Probably Not a podcast. Yeah, man, I think, as we said, those are our important messages for the day. We are coming up on episode number 200, so I think I'm going to look at some kind of adjustments for some things,
Like what?
Like maybe some new sounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
We'll see. Whatever changes you see, you'll just see them when they're there, I guess.
Yep.
So, but we will catch y'all on episode number 195. I don't know if that's next week. Who knows what week we're going to be back. Sometimes we just disappear. But just make sure you come back when we do.
Exactly.
We'll holla at y'all whenever we see y'all next.
Later.
Peace.